Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720. I'm back with a very, very special show. I have a very special guest here today with me, my man John. Yesterday I did a show and I had Xbox on. I think I labeled it Xbox lifetime sales 36 million or something like that because someone gave me some photos. But then since then, I got the link to where the actual photos came from. Uh, and I have here my man John Petty. Pronounce your last name right?
Yes.
John Petty. Okay. Good evening. Now, hold on. I have I'm not because I know you don't have much time. I'm not going to keep you here too long. I have a few questions for you. Nothing major, nothing serious. But first, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been part of now your company? What they do what this overall gaming sales, gaming figures, or
Well, actually, what we do overall is computer graphics, and that
okay,
includes gaming on PCs, it includes simulations, it includes gaming on consoles, mobile phones, et cetera, et cetera. So anything that involves pixels, which includes TVs and everything else, we care about and try to track and so forth. And as with regard to how long we've been doing it, well, officially we've been doing it since about 1987.
okay, since 1987. Okay, oh, well, you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
probably
um,
longer than you're alive.
yeah, no, well, yeah. Well, I'm 40, man. I'm not that young, but so you've been doing it since 1987. And then you guys in your big, like I said, counting pixels. That's anything to do with a pixel. Your company gathers the data, the numbers, or
That's right.
okay, all
Or we try to anyway.
right. Yeah, okay, all right. Um, no, let me mute myself in the background here. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, it's cool. With that being said, like I said, a lot of people, like I said, when I showed the article, not even the article, I showed the photo yesterday. They're right away they scream fake news, whatever.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. Don't believe the alternative facts. I mean, and I said I said then, like I said, I didn't know if the numbers were official or legit or where they even came from. But I was just saying, it was back in my mind. I said, someone took a lot of time and effort here to make this beautiful graph chart here, and
Uh,
for them to come out and I mean, just to say, or to like I said, to belittle the Xbox because I mean, here, only people like I said were upset, and it's not an Xbox versus PlayStation show, anything like that. Were the Xbox guys? The numbers were kind of low. Now, if I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me bring up here. The numbers were around 36 million or more lifetime was it from 2013 until 2018.
you have me at a slight disadvantage because I don't know what it is you're looking at.
Okay,
So
hold
I'm
on,
going to
hold
have to
on,
pull up
hold
this
on.
a little bit.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me get the actual thing here and I'll share it with you. Uh, here's the article. What I have. Hold on, let me share my screen. Then I can go to the actual article that was. Let me go share my screen. Share. All right. Present to everyone. All right.
Oh,
Okay. Let me make this smaller now.
it looks
Can you
like an
screen now?
infinity mirror. Okay, I see that.
Okay.
And that's curious. I wonder where you got that chart.
I give you the. I would send you the link where the actual photo came from.
No, I'm trying to figure out where that came from, but let me just. Okay, so I got a couple numbers there. Now let me see if I can correlate that. Give me a second here.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get the actual link to the article. Hold on. Let me bring it up.
Sure.
Not just the photo. Hold on one second. Make this smaller. Hold on.
Okay, I think I got it now. All right. So if you can put that chart back up.
See what the actual. Okay. This is. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is what I. Hold on one second. This. I guess this. I'm presuming this is where the article came.
I assume you're going to do some serious editing of this file before you publish it.
No, we're live now. I'm shooting it
Really?
up.
Oh
Yeah.
God, this must be very entertaining for people to hear us
Oh no,
go
that's
blah
okay,
blah
man.
blah.
They know what they get. Okay. This is the link that was sent to me. CPS. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
GPU.
Okay.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah, we did that a while back. Yeah.
Okay. A while back. Okay. All right. So this is okay. So I can go back to the photo. Let's make sure this is
Yeah. Scroll down to that chart. Let me just check one thing again here, real quick, please.
335. Okay. I can just keep scrolling. You have another one here. I didn't even know x86 units 2012, 2013. What you have more numbers here. Gaming P. Okay. The sky blue is consoles, and the gaming PCs are the dark blue, right? All right.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Introduction. Scroll down a little further. Mainframes. Wow. Ps4. All right. Like a lot of work went behind this. Jesus.
Yeah.
Let me scroll down. You have a lot of information in here. I know you don't have much time, but Jesus, there's a lot of stuff in here. Things I didn't even take into consideration. Okay, you have another chart here. GPU, G flops. Okay.
Everybody likes.
Yeah, the power, arms racing consoles. All right, I think this is it here. All right, total AMD PC gamer GPUs. This is the PC, Intel, NVIDIA to all gaming PCs. Console gaming hardware market. The Xbox One. This is here. And I'm going to question, let's go down. This chart here is just North America, or is this global?
That's worldwide.
Worldwide. Okay. All right. So right now the Xbox One has 13%. The PS3 has 17%. The Xbox.
So let me caution you about something.
Okay.
And that has to do with understand labeling. You notice that pie chart you're looking at there.
Okay.
That's cumulative. And so that's every system that has been shipped from the day they started shipping it, of the particular ones that are listed. And you have to be careful when you're looking at data that you don't confuse cumulative with annual or quarterly.
Okay.
A lot of folks make that mistake, is that they'll look a quarter report, say from one of the companies, Sony, Microsoft, somebody like that, and it'll report some number or some market share, and they might say it's quarterly, or you might supposed to know that. And then you see a data from us or NPD or somebody else like that that says the cumulative stuff. You say, wait a minute, this stuff just doesn't balance. What the hell's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
The trick is just making sure you know what time period you're looking at.
So this is from, I guess, this, when you say 14%, the 360 launched in 2005. So this is from 2005 until
machines launched. I'd have to look up what days they were launched.
Well, they came out November 22nd, 2005. The Xbox 360.
Okay, so you know that off the top of your head.
Yeah, big game.
That's what they've shipped to date, and that data comes from their financial statements. We don't make this stuff up.
Okay.
So this is what they say they've done.
And this is coming directly. Okay, like I said, because people were not that I really care, but were jumping up on me and saying, like I said, fake news, and how you say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And
instead of accusing you of fake news, you tell them to go read Sony's financial statement, and it'll tell you how many they've shipped.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, like I said, Sony's or either Microsoft, but I guess people were skimming through. They like the numbers, right? They're not going to read all this stuff here, but get down to, like I said, so this is from the 360 launched in, I believe it was November 22nd, 2005 until what's today's October 24th, 2018. 14% of the market worldwide, right?
Yeah, no, that's units, that's boxes, that's not games.
Yeah, units. Okay. The Xbox One,
that as well.
The Xbox One is at 13%. You have here.
I want to call your attention to this is percent of the total units, right? So if 100 million units have been shipped, just to pick an arbitrary number,
okay,
then we can say that since the Xbox One has been shipping, they represent 13,000 or whatever I picked for 100.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I'm glad you have here, because the PS4 is supposed to be the market leader, right? And
depending upon how you look at it, if you look at it on a time slice, or if you look at it cumulative, if you compare it to all these other boxes out there, I mean, there's so many different ways you can slice the data. Is the problem, and so you got to be careful how you present the data.
Okay, so when we say 12%, right?
Cumulative of those 7 boxes that we're looking at.
Okay. Now, cumulative. So again, does that include lifetime sales, or what they ship to date?
Yeah.
Or what they sold through? Like, I don't.
It means lifetime sales. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. All right. You have the Switch. Now, okay, this is what they shipped. Well, that's kind of confusing. This is what they shipped, and this console came out last year. It's already at 13% of the community market already.
Yeah, the Switch has really proven to be pretty popular. It's been almost a lifesaver for Nintendo.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. Scroll down a little further. It says console shipments. You have it because it's real easy here. You have here the console market has had its great time and its tough times, and the winner position has shifted with each new generation. Consoles, online gaming PCs are sold by games, and hence the loss leader market approach is taken by suppliers. Although all claim to make money on their hardware. Okay, so we have here TV game machines, not PC, and units. Sony is the dark blue, Microsoft the light blue, and Nintendo here's the gray.
Now, let me call your attention again. Now, this chart that you're looking
Okay.
at, this is annual sales. This is annual shipments of units.
Okay.
This is going to be different in the conclusions you can draw from it with regard to the cumulative chart that you were previously looking at.
Oh, okay. All right. So okay. All right, so now this here means like I said, this is millions, right?
Right, millions of units per year.
Per year. Now this is Sony with all of their machines, the PS3 and the
Yeah, it would have been, yeah, everything they were shipping in 2014. Yeah.
okay, they shipped 35 million units.
That's everything that are TV consoles, not the handheld, the PSP, for example. That's not
Okay.
included in there.
So between the PS3, the PS4, the
There's
Vita.
many PS2s that would be in there also.
Okay. All right. All right. PS2s. All right. All right. Okay. 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 This is the chart, the picture, the photo that I had. That I didn't know where it came from. It says looking at just the x86 base.
Cumulative. Now keep track of the labels because
Okay.
otherwise you're going to get turned around.
Okay. So the cumulative of GPUs in gaming consoles. All right. Now, for those who are just joining again, could you please explain? Because he's asking me, what does what do you mean by community? What does that stand for?
What do I mean by what?
Now, the people are asking. You have some people now just joining the show, and you stressed out cumulative again. Could you explain to them, the audience, what that means again? So I guess they're kind of getting spent around also.
Sure. Cumulative is the what other people call it. Some people call it lifetime.
Okay.
It's just the sum of all of the units that the company has ever sold. I won't say built because they didn't sell everything they built, but all the units that they have sold, and it's units worldwide as reported by their financial statement.
Now, which means sold, that means shipped to retail, right? It's selling to retail, then retail turns around and sells them to the consumer, right?
Yeah, that's into the channel. That's correct. And,
Okay.
that's Sony shipping it to Best Buy, and if Best Buy is successful, they sell to you or somebody else.
Yeah.
But from Sony's point of view, ownership transfers to Best Buy. That's a sale for Sony. They're done with it.
I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad that you explained that because I've been trying to say that for years. They try to you say you have ship numbers and actually sold through numbers. Sony or Microsoft or anything only get paid once they sell them to Target, Best Buy.
That's right.
Whoever else, Amazon, whoever sells them.
Let me give you another data point here. That is that there's another market research company that's pretty well known called NPD.
Yes.
And what NPD does, which is different from what we do, is they count the shipments out of the store. They get what are called cash register receipts. And so what they report is the actual success of sales by Best Buy and Sears and whoever else is selling this stuff. And so those numbers are always going to be different than what we report and what the manufacturers themselves report. It's a little, this is a numbers game. It's a little confusing to the average reader who's just trying to get an idea what the hell's going on, because you got three different ways of looking at it. You ever see that cartoon about the three blind men feeling the elephant and trying to figure out what it is?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing here. Is we're all blind guys trying to figure out what this damn elephant is.
Okay. So 2012, of course, the consoles didn't come out until 2013. Shipped or sold through whatever they shipped. They sold. Sony sold 4.5 million units in 2013.
To the channel.
To the channel. The 360 at that time, lifetime date was 82.53 million. The Xbox One was at almost 3.1 million, right? Then 2014.
The point to be understood here is one of the ways you can spot a cumulative or a lifetime or an installed base. All those things mean the same thing. One of the ways you can spot that in the numbers is that the numbers always go up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it doesn't show any fluctuation that you would see in year to year sales, for example,
Mm-hmm.
because they may go up and down from year to year, but cumulative is always going up because it's just adding stuff to the pile.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's way to point out when you look. I guess when someone's looking at, such as myself, who doesn't my life doesn't run these pie graphs with these charts. So I say to the average Joe. So when they go up year after year combined. Okay, so good thing. I'm going to ask you a question now. I know we've heard forever that each generation is going to be the last generation more or less for consoles, and everyone's talking about now with Google getting into the game with their Project Google Stream. I don't know if you heard anything about it or tried it, and it works. Do you see consoles as itself as a dying medium, or do you think it's something that's going to keep going on?
For a couple of reasons. Let me explain why. Number one, a console is an incredible value.
Okay.
For the cost of a console, you get a complete, ready to go, powerful system. And you compare that to a PC, which is more powerful, but somewhere between 2 to 5 times as expensive. So, what we found in our research is that the heavy duty gamers, the really serious gamers, and let me make a sidebar comment here that gamers, perhaps it's not well known, but gamers' average age is about 31, 32 years old,
Mm,
and probably about 85 to 90% male. And what that means demographically is that this is a guy who probably has his own family and
mhm,
a job. And because of all that, he's got discretionary income that he can spend on his hobby. And if his hobby is gaming, as it is for all millions and millions of people, 20, 30 million, then he can afford to buy stuff. And what he will buy, if he's a really serious gamer, is he'll buy a PC and he'll buy a console and probably a handheld device as well. So it's not an either or situation in most of these cases. And if you just spot surveyed your audience, for example, probably most of them will tell you, yeah, I got a console and yeah, I got a PC too, and they probably have a phone, right? And they're
mhm.
playing games on all those things depending upon the circumstances and the game.
Oh, also, so you okay? So you see the industry growing.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? The gaming industry is keeping the PC industry alive.
You know, we know what's crazy. You better watch what you say because they're gonna have the PC allegiance come after you with Pitchforks for saying something like that. Um, uh, okay, okay, okay. All right, so I'm looking at these numbers here, right? I see Sony went from 4.5, because the consoles came out in November again. I think the PS4 came out November 2000, November 14th or 13th, 2013. I believe the Xbox One came out November 20th, a week later, week apart, right? So from November, the inner part of November till December, Sony was able to sell 4.5 million units.
Yeah. Let me interrupt you here a second.
Uh-huh.
Another point, which is a very important thing to understand about gaming, especially when you're discussing hardware, is that the sales of the hardware is driven by the games, not the other way around.
You said the sales. Say that again. The sales of the hardware.
Yeah, is driven by the games. In other words,
Okay.
it's the game that calls to the gamer, not the machine it runs on. And so if there's a particular game, like take Halo, for example, Halo is an incredibly popular game and it's exclusive to the Xbox. And if you like Halo, then you get an Xbox. You don't get an Xbox and then say, hey, gee, I wonder what games are available for. It's just totally the other way around. So when you look at these numbers and you say, well, gee whiz, look, Sony is selling more than Microsoft, what that's telling you is Sony's got more attractive games. It's the games that's doing that for them, not the damn box.
Well, we'll say now, if some would beg to differ, they would say at the start of the generation, how you say, Sony said themselves that their first party offerings were soft, and where Microsoft had games, Halo or Gears, Quantum Break, whether people liked it or not. And when Sony kind of picked up their pace, starting with Uncharted 4, then Horizon, but it continued to outsell the Xbox One year after year. Because I see it here from 2013 to 2014, that was a huge jump. And I know the Xbox One cost at first was $500, and the PS4 was $400.
We haven't done the analysis, so I can't say this with authority, but I would bet if you went and looked at the inventory, or the library rather, better word, if you were to look at the library of games available to each one of those platforms, you'd probably see that Sony has twice as many games available to it than Microsoft does. And so that just, that's the magnet. That's what's bringing in the customers.
Oh, okay. Well put. Now listen, for the record, for those guys who are just joining, I see you guys going off in the chat. He doesn't have a horse in the race. He does, he just does the numbers. That's so, you know what I mean? They're gonna say, "Oh, he's a Sony guy. He's buying." You're always gonna hear stuff like that. And again, like I said, he doesn't have a horse or a dog in the fight. He just does the numbers. All right. So he said, "Don't shoot the messenger." Okay. So, like I said, they had a phenomenal year. It looks like from 2013 to 2014. It went from 4.5 to not almost 20 million units.
Now remember, keep yourself straight here. Now that's cumulative. That's through the year.
Okay, through the year. The Xbox One went from 3.8 to almost 11 million in 2014.
Yeah, and another way to look at this also, since we got these numbers in front of us, is that this accumulation of machines that are being sold also represents the population of players. So
wow.
Look at that. You say in 2018, there were almost 100 million people playing games on Sony boxes.
Wow.
Right. Now, here's the tricky part. And they say, wow, there was almost 90 million playing games on Xboxes. In fact, over that, if you count the 360 and the One, you got almost 40 there, 130 rather, right? But here's the tricky part. That's not 100 from Sony and 140 from Microsoft combined, because again, gamers get multiple machines. So a lot of gamers have both the Sony machine and the
have both consoles.
So, but nonetheless, we know at a minimum that there's going to be 140 gamers out there.
140 million
out there, right?
I
think that's pretty damn exciting. 140 million people. Think about that. That's a country.
You know what? Like I said again, at the start of each generation, shout out to my man Michael Patrick, cool cat. Always said this is maybe going to be the last generation for consoles.
No, too many people like them, and without telling secrets, I can tell you that I know that Sony and Microsoft are both in the process right now of developing next gen machines.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the nature. Once one comes out, so Microsoft already with Scarlett, and Sony already alluded that the PS5 is important for them and their business.
5 to 10 years. So let's say they come out in 2020 with a new machine. That carries us to at least 2025, maybe 2030.
Okay, wait, okay. Here's the thing. Now, some people say
back in 2025 we'll have this conversation again.
Yes, yeah. Well, about new consoles. All right. Some people were saying that maybe Sony may launch in 2019 with their 25th anniversary, whatever the case. Some are saying that Microsoft may get the jump on them with rumored to have the streaming device console or something like a Fire Stickers in 2019 also. Okay, we want to get ahead of myself. Looking at these numbers now, I don't know if you know, Microsoft just made some huge acquisition. They bought a whole bunch of studios, 5 or 6 new studios, and right now Sony is dominant. We just got some numbers from the NPD. Spider-Man broke all types of records. Going, I guess, since you say into the next generation, if you had to maybe bet your money or put your, do you think that Microsoft can get back to what they were with the 360, because that was such a huge dominant force, especially in North America?
It's a hard animal to predict. Microsoft had great studios when they first did the first Xbox.
They had original Xbox
studios in house, and they had a bunch of independent studios that were dedicated to them, and they had just And then they went through, some internal management BS and, swapping out managers here and there and firing vice presidents and yada, yada. and changed their philosophy, changed their direction, and everything else, and they started dumping the studios and firing people, and it was a mess. And now they're coming back. So are they going to keep on coming back and keep expanding in the studio business? I mean, to develop a game, I don't know if you track this or not, but it takes 3 to 5 years and as many millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's big. It's like making a movie.
Hmm.
And it's not something you just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I guess I'll build a game today." I mean, this is really, really big business. 140 million people. That's big business.
Yeah. It wasn't. I'm not mistaken. The video game industry is outpacing the movie industry
Yeah.
for
Yeah, it is.
revenue. Um, like I said, I hope they, guys can get back to the days of greatness. Like I said, I know you don't have it too much longer. I just want to take a look at these numbers. In
The problem
2015.
is, I just mentioned that it takes so much money, it takes so much time to do a game, right? That's
Mhm.
a long-term commitment, and not every company in the world can make that kind of long-term commitment.
or willing to, like I say, to make that. But like I said, when you see Nintendo, they're having success with the Switch. Sony's having their success with the PlayStation 4, more profitable as ever for them. Then you have other players like Google and Amazon also now, like I said, throwing their hat into the ring into the market. Um, okay. Do you think? Well, here's a question: do you think that this industry can stand, or there's room enough for another one like a Google or an Amazon, or what I mean?
Well,
Or,
yes, I do is a short answer, but let me qualify your question a little bit, and that is that Google and Amazon are going to come at the market differently than Sony and Microsoft have done, and as the PC guys have done. They're going to come at it from what's called streaming gaming and take advantage of their servers and so forth, and also their mobile devices. And so, whereas they might get similar games as what you could get on a console, in fact, they could get the exact same games
yeah,
because
I have right now. I'm beta testing Project Google Stream.
yeah,
Assassin's
there's
Creed
another thing out there. I don't know if
Odyssey.
you've come across yet. It's called NVIDIA Now or something like that. Or
Hmm.
I'm going to get it in a second. I can't remember the name, but it's a streaming service that NVIDIA has. And it's a really cool deal because they put heavy duty GPUs in the cloud, and then you, as a user, can use almost any device and play a first person shooter AAA game on a low powered device because all the work's being done in the cloud.
Yes.
It's the same kind of thing as I expect to see from Amazon and from Google and Badu and so forth, other big streaming suppliers. And
Hmm.
that's going to be a different approach than having a powerful machine in front of you, like a little console or a big PC. But
Okay.
good news is that's going to expand the market even more. It's going to bring in even more gamers.
Oh, well, okay. Well, again, like I said, I'm right now. I'm beta testing Project Google Stream, and what you maybe I'm like the old realm at the gate. I like go on midnight launches, get my console, unboxing the new console smell.
Where
But
do you live?
I live in Jersey, in West
So
Orange.
you're pretty close to a good server.
Yeah, I have Verizon Files.
Yeah, so I mean, your latency is probably in like 35 milliseconds or something like that, and so you're going to get a good experience. The people who are not going to get such a great experience are the people who are the furthest from the servers.
Okay. Now, well, here's what I was asking. Like I said, I didn't. Here's the thing. I was very optimistic about it. I didn't expect it to work as good as it did. And it really, like I said, we talking about 1080p, 60 frames a second,
Yeah,
high settings, and actually even outperforming the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4
I had the
Pro.
exact same experience when I tested
It-
the NVIDIA stuff, and I thought, oh, this is never going to work, and I couldn't believe it. I was walking around for 3 days telling people how great it was.
Yeah, I no. Listen, my audience, they come and they no. I'm telling for like, and listen, with the NVIDIA, you need an NVIDIA device, right? A
Yeah,
shield. With
yeah,
this here, you don't need it. I fired it up from my web browser, plug my computer,
yeah,
plug my controller into my PC,
yeah. I
and I
couldn't.
was actually playing the game. And I did my mouth hit the floor. I did not expect it to work as good as it did. Now,
Well,
do you think that?
two, it's going to make it easy for anybody to come and play a game. That's going to lower the barrier of entry, and that means that people, kind of wanted to play games, but maybe didn't want to make the investment or didn't know if they'd be any good at it or not. You can
Okay.
try it now for almost free and say, well, goddamn, this is fun.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Do you think this poses a threat to consoles in the future? Here, I can know what I can skip out buying a final machine
But I
and
don't.
they can stream it.
Yes.
What you say?
I say there will be a little bit of cannibalization for people who were marginal on their budgets and just they had to stretch to get into a console or a PC. They'll probably give up buying a new console to take the streaming service because it'll be cheaper for them because
Mm-hmm.
they can snack. You can buy it when you want to and not when you don't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
So for the people who are that's limited in their economics, then this is going to be great for them, and that's why I think it'll expand the market because I think there's a bunch of people out there who would like to get into gaming, and either are intimidated culturally or emotionally, or intimidated economically, and so
Mm-hmm.
this knocks down all those barriers.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I they made a believer out of me. I'm not saying that. And trust me, I don't want consoles to go away. I like I said, opening my consoles and stuff, but they will probably snag a lot of customers. And just I don't have to buy an actual device or whatever and just play
Out
the same games.
and what sells these things also are friends. you know like maybe you're the friend to a bunch of people and they trust you, and so you say, hey, I like this, and then they'll go try it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, well, also Microsoft has their xCloud thing, but they're probably going to unveil again, probably at this XO18 event. It's going to be, like I say, interesting times in going forth in the future.
Gonna be
I'm sorry, you want to say something? I'm going to cut you off. Say it again, sir.
I say it's not going to be interesting. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, that it is. You know what I mean? Gaming is definitely growing. It's evolved from, like I said, I started gaming on the NES and to what we are now. Now we're talking about crossplay and
I'll
you
tell you
know.
a story since I have you on the and that is I've been testing a 49-inch monitor.
Okay.
I don't know if you can visualize 49 inches,
Yeah.
but almost as wide as you can hold your hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
49 inches, and I've been playing Return of the Shadow, Tomb Raider,
Mm-hmm.
Wolfenstein 2, whatever on it. It is extraordinary. It's an incredible experience. So if you've ever had a chance to play a console game on a big wide screen, like a TV or something, I mean a really big one,
Mm-hmm.
and get up close and personal, it is great. I mean, it is true immersion, and you don't have to put a damn headset on to get that immersion.
And this is on PC or console?
Both.
Oh.
It's the screen size that's the thing that's important here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna test, but I game one of the LG OLED. I have a 55.
There you
But
go. You're in it. Just
oh yeah, I'm in to win. I mean,
10
I'm
feet
one.
closer. Burn your eyeballs out.
Yeah. I want my face to melt. But like I said, I know you don't have much time. I want to get to this last little bracket, the numbers. I'm not gonna, you got to see, you got to for lunch meeting or something. From 2014, like I said, to 2015, they went from almost 11 million to almost 20 million. And then we have 2016, 2017, and then 2018. Some like sales have kind of wavered, and it's a little shocking being that now they have two SKUs on the market with the S and the X.
Conquer.
Yeah. No, what are your thoughts about these mid-gen refreshes? Did you think that
I like
helped
it.
Microsoft overall?
It's one of the things that the PC had, and still has for that matter, over the console, is that the consoles stabilize, and it's a double-edged sword because the console builders go to the game developers and they say, look, we're going to give you a stable, rock solid platform that you can build games for the next 5 to 10 years. And the software developers like that because, as I mentioned to you, it's really expensive and time consuming to build a game, right? And so they don't want to have to constantly be patching and upgrading their game if they don't have to. So a stable platform's good.
Mm-hmm.
The midlife kickers do two things. Number one, they don't disturb the stability of the platform, but at the same time, they give a little bit more horsepower to the newbies that are coming into the market, but on an established platform. So I think it's a brilliant move, and it keeps the console kind of in pace with the PC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. But they were once, I guess, worried about fragmenting the market, the user base.
I think
You
just
know.
this happened. I think it's expanded the market.
Okay. So, do you think going into the PlayStation 5 or whatever the next Xbox It's going to be. You think we're going to have the PS5.5 and the
Yeah.
Xbox? You don't think that's going anywhere?
They've got that figured out now. They've figured out how to do that, and and their partners, their partner in this case is AMD. AMD can churn out a new part every 6 months.
Okay.
So it would be silly for the console guys not to take advantage of that. But they have to stay true to their promise to the game developers that look, we're going to keep the platform stable, right? We're not going to mess you around.
Okay.
But if you got a new game and you want to tap into some of this extra power we have, it's there waiting for you.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Here's a question. I'm two more questions. I promise to let you go. Two more questions. So you don't, like I said, you don't think? I also said I don't think mid-gen refreshes are going to go away. Would you describe, I guess, as the Pro and the X, as like I said, being successful thus far? Okay. Now with the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox, are we already going to say some games are native 4K on the X, or how you say dynamic, or however they get it? You know what I mean? To say next generation 4K 60, you think that should be the standard?
Yeah, I do. For a bunch of reasons, because one of the things that the game developers are doing, in fact, I was just writing about this today, is I make a joke that when I first start playing a game, I get killed immediately because I gawk. I look around at the CPU and things. I'm like, God, this is beautiful, right? And boom, someone shoots me. Okay, well, I get over that. But go look at the artwork in the games today and the detail of the models. I don't know if you pay too much attention to PC games, but both NVIDIA and AMD have features available to you where you can take pictures of the game's model. I mean, this is gorgeous stuff. And you have literally hundreds of artists working on these things, and not for just one day either. And it's just amazing. So I say, yeah, you get a 4K screen, you can see that.
Okay.
See that, because that's the joy of this stuff.
So you think for next generation the selling point is would be 4K 60?
It'll be 4K 60, but another feature which is even more important in my opinion is a thing called HDR.
Yeah, HDR.
And that's where the colors just come out at you and you see
they pop. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is so incredibly good looking. You'll never leave home. You'll just sit in front of that damn TV all the time.
Oh, okay. Now here's the thing. Now, if we're gonna say the Xbox, I'm sorry, 2 or the PlayStation 5, at a minimum should be 4K 60. And I'm with you with that. I think we should be at 60 frames. And if they're already giving us 4K, that should be the standard. Right?
A push. That's you're asking for some really high powered processing to do 4K and 60.
But we talk. I look at it like this. We're talking about a console, which is a closed environment. The Xbox One X is already 6.1 T flops. The PS4 Pro was 4.1 or 4.2 T flops. At a minimum, the X2 or even the the PlayStation 5 should be double the power of those consoles, if not a little bit more.
Yeah. But it's a balance. The console guys have to really work hard at this, because they can't just throw the biggest, baddest processor in the world at it, because there's costs involved, and they have to maintain this budget point, because that's one of the selling points of the console over the PC is that you can get a console for less than you get a PC most of the time. So it's a tricky thing to keep that in balance.
Well, I guess I don't. It's not going to have you say the latest, which we had Ryzen or whatever in AMD was making. But again, we're just talking about I think the new stuff that AMD is working on, Navi, and stuff about that. But we should at least expect 4K 60, right? And I should hope so, right? But if we're going to talk about again, if the X and the PS5 is going to give us 4K 60 just for shits and giggles, what will be the selling point of the PS5 Pro and the Xbox 2 Pro or whatever it's going to be called? If we are going to think that if they're going to give us 4K 60, maybe, you know what I mean? Or we won't get it. It'll be maybe native 4K 30, just better graphics, and maybe they will try to give us 60. You think with the
I think it'll be 4K. I think it'll be 60 frames. I think it'll be HDR. I think it'll be 7.1 sound. it'll be wireless controllers, and I mean, it's not going to be a single thing. It's going to be the whole ecosystem, so to speak. And the important thing is to find the games that exploit all of that technology. That's been one of the problems. Is that games come out, and they're kind of crippled. Some of them, they don't get the full resolution, or they don't get the full sound system, or something. Something's missing in their equation. And so I think that differentiator is going to be, look, here's this terrific platform that can do all this stuff. It's really like going to the movies. It really is. Sound system and visuals and so forth. But if the content, the game itself, doesn't grab it, then it's wasted.
Okay. All right. Here's last question and a half. Last number we have, like I said, we have the Xbox One sitting at 36 point uh 430,000 units as cumulative to date, right?
Yeah. And
Which
early 2018, so it's even more than that now.
okay, you would say would give or take 3 more million or 2 more million?
Oh, I don't know. We could average it out. Probably another couple, 3 million. Yeah.
Okay, well, oh, just a little shy of 40 million, or just say 40 million. Would you consider that, or what I mean, a successful console generation? It came out in 2013 with 5 years on the market. And I mean, I don't know if you can remember some of the numbers for the 360,
Mhm.
um, the previous gen.
Short answer is yeah. Could I just have $1 for every one of those sold?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they're making money,
Would I
but
be talking to you if I had $1 for every one of those sold?
yeah,
Hell no.
no.
Oh,
But but I'm just saying, just looking at, I know, I mean, it's not a company comparing to the competition. We talk about it, Sony at 99.18. I mean, almost 100 million units.
mm-hmm.
That's a huge, you
Different.
know,
Yeah.
it's like I said, if you look at the, I mean, from the PS3 and to the 360, they were like neck and neck. I think Aaron Greenberg said they made out nudged them. Whatever the case may be, either way they were neck and neck. To coming to this generation, you have almost 100 million. That's almost 60 million units more.
Yeah. Of that difference box. Yeah. Yeah. And
That's
it all goes back to the games. It's not because Sony's box is that much better. It's they basically have the same parts inside of them.
yeah, they do. But I mean, was he think it's marketing or got, I mean, 60 million God of War? I mean, it's gonna be a big behemoth. Or
It's
Uncharted is huge, but 60 million, that's a huge.
Yeah, but it starts with the games. Marketing is definitely a big factor. S-
Okay.
Sony has an incredibly strong brand and has had for decades.
Uh-huh.
All that goes into the mix, but it starts with the games. If you don't have good games, if you don't have compelling games, it's not. If you build it, they won't come. You got to have good games.
Okay, well, like I said, you do have this new regime. Where Microsoft has this new saying with no gamer left behind. I don't know if they're still dealing with generations. I don't know if, as far as going into, like I said, when their next, what do you call it, Xbox comes out,
Mhm.
most likely you're going to be able to play those games
Yeah.
on your Xbox One and Xbox. Like, do you think that's a mistake? You think Microsoft should cut off the line, or just continue to, like? What are your thoughts about that?
If Microsoft called me and said, "Hey, John, what should I do?" I'd say invest in games. Plain and simple. Put your money where the future is.
It's
But if
not I mean, like, what I mean by this, like, they're still going to be selling the S and the X. Say Halo Infinite or Halo 6 comes out, that's going to work on older hardware. I mean, what I'm saying, like, as far as them to sell more, well, Sony, when Sony releases the PlayStation 5, most likely they're going to cut the ties with the PlayStation 4. Third party's still going to support it, but they get the new God of War, you're going to have to get the new PlayStation 5. But
Mhm.
it's like Microsoft is taking a different approach with what they're doing, you
Yeah.
know. Do you think that is a mistake, or do you think what they do? They make the bulk of their money on software sales, but
It's hard work, is what it is, because one of the reasons I'm running out of time here. By the way,
I'm sorry.
trying to do this real quickly. Is that um, Microsoft has had more continuity in the processor types that they've used than Sony has. Sony's now on their third different processor, and so being backward compatible with uh, incompatible processors is sometimes impossible, if not difficult. So Microsoft's had a slight advantage there because they've been x86 from day one. So that's played to their strength. And with that happy note, I really have to
Okay,
say
not a problem. Listen, I thank you for joining. Spur of the moment. Last name. We got to do it again sometime. I guess when some more numbers come out, I appreciate it. Can I have a link to? I guess I get a link to your site for the people who can check out what you do.
sure.
And I'll put it here in the chat.
www.johnpetty.com.
www.johnpetty.com. All right. Thank you very much for joining, sir. I appreciate it, man.
All righty.
You got it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So I'm sorry I didn't see you guys' questions in the chat. I was looking at a totally different screen because I was sharing my screen with him with his chart so you can see his actual chart. So I do apologize. Shout out to Mighty Mo. Say hi, John, the producer. Question. Like to get his thoughts on the stream game a bit. Well, I think he did tackle that. I would love to see this guy school MNC podcast. My man switch to lap Xbox like it's an Xbox and Xbox and Mario Kart. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Listen, I'm just showing you different folds, different wrinkles, the things that that I'm doing and bringing to the chart. I guess sometimes I'll be called everything but a child of God. But it is what it is. Like I said, I did a video. If you didn't see Xbox Ps4 yesterday, very entertaining show. I'm gonna give you the link to my man's here. I'm gonna give you the link to his thing. Hold on, give me 1 second. I give you the link to it. Industry. Here we go, John. I give you the link to it. But anyway, we did a show yesterday, Xbox Beast Fire. Actually, Neth gave me the picture up, or gaff, whatever. So we didn't know if it was official or not. So we would just talk about it for shits and giggles. And the big, not big, but thought that the Xbox was over 40 million. You know what I mean? I was a little shocked to see that it was under 40 million. I know it wasn't nowhere close to what Sony was doing, and it wasn't even an Xbox or PlayStation thing. You know what I mean? Because they're even going to say that the X outsold the S. Come to find that's not even true. You know what I mean? But I guess that this guy's job here, he doesn't have a horse in the race or dog in this fight. His job is to go around to count the pixels, what devices are playing games. That's and it gets the data worldwide. You know what I mean? So it's not he's skewed more of a Sony guy. Well, basically he's saying, you know what I mean, the reason why, and I don't want to put any words in his mouth, but he's going, but why Sony's brand is selling so well as it is. So I mean, damn, we're talking about nearly 100 million right now shipped. And I told you guys before, that guys used to tease me back, earlier this year when I had my Pro Xbox thing on. When you were saying Sony sold 44 million to consumers, it doesn't work like that. They sell those consoles to retail. I told you guys when many years ago, when I wasn't the most honest guy, I used to have a little video game store, you know what I mean, in the hood on Central Avenue. And no, at my own little, and again, I would have to buy it from the wholesaler. I would get a PlayStation 2 at the time. They say it would cost $300. Literally, I would pay if the PS2 at the time was $300, which it was $350. I would get the console, which was $300. I would get the console for $290, $285, and I would make $15. I would have to spend $285 to make $15. That's why you see GameStop, you know what I mean, or even if a game back then, games used to be $50. I give you an example: John Madden football. I would always stack up, Madden sell in the hood. I would get Madden. I would, and again, like I said, the games were, if they were $50 retail, I would get the game for like $44. Sometimes $45. You know what I mean? $43. I would make $7 on it. That's why GameStop and whoever, or even when they're, to show you use games, that's where they make their money. There's no money really made off it when buy it straight up. But again, they sell it to retail, and then this retail is responsible. And what MPD does, MPD gets the numbers from the retail, whether it's Walmart, this, that, and the other. But so when you get the MPD numbers and they be a little different from Microsoft or Sony numbers, it's because again, is that Microsoft and Sony again sold those consoles to Target, Amazon, Hulu, just that and the other. Ship numbers. That's what they mean. Same, it's sold for them. They transfer from owner. It's up to you to get rid of it. You know what I mean? That's where that comes from. But I just get, oh no, they sold to, but it's neither here nor there. But anyway, so I was looking like that. I thought it'd be a little higher than that, especially now with 2 SKUs on the market. And he basically what he was saying, I want to put any words in this guy's mouth, is that it's all boils down to the games. My even try to flick him a little bit because at the start of the generation, You know what I mean? Sony didn't have the games. You know what I mean? I understand that the Xbox was $500 and the PS4 was $400. That was from November and until I believe it was April or March of the following year. I believe it was April 2014 when they took the Kinect out. It was either April or March when they took the Kinect out the box and slashed the price of $100. You know what I mean? If it wasn't March, it was April for sure. You know what I mean? That was when Phil took over. That was the first thing he did, took the Kinect out the box and slashed the price of $100. But even with the Kinect being in the box, if you look at the sales, the PS4 came out November 13, 2013, either the 13th or the 14th. And then the Xbox came out a week later. Sony won that month of November, not by much, really close. And I mean, they had a week longer on the market. Microsoft won December, stole away with December. They were neck and neck in January, and then Sony started to pull away. Then we had then the Xbox got a boost again. I think I don't know if they won the month that Titanfall came out, but they were still at $500. They were still neck and neck, and then Sony just slowly after the price, because after they took the Kinect out of the box, Sony, this after Phil being in charge, Sony just slowly just pulled away. You know what I mean? This was because you had the whole resolution. I should ask about the resolution thing. The resolution thing was running rampant and this, that, and the other. And it is what it is. So we like I said, we on the hills of a new generation, right? Let's see if I can tell about it. We're on the hills of a new generation of Cuff, right? And I could have maybe pinned him down a little. I know you didn't have much time, so I have a sorry, Malson, guys. I had a bunch of questions here that I couldn't see because again I was sharing. I'm not used to doing my shows like that, but I try to do it another way. For some other reason, he couldn't. The way that I do it, he couldn't get his mic to work. But as I was calling him on the phone, his mic came on. Whatever the hell happened. But anyway, like asking him, is it a mistake? Like I said, these companies do make the bulk of their money off software, off game sales. And you know what I mean? You have Microsoft with this mantra of no gamer left behind. I don't think they're going to cut it off. And I know third party's not going to cut it off for a while. You're still going to have whatever Assassin's Creed that comes out is going to be on the PS4 and the Xbox One when the next generation gets here. You know what I mean? They did it this generation with the 360 PS3. You know what I mean? They didn't stop, third party and stop really making games for, the big games for them until like 2016. You know what I mean? You still had, shit, even Sony and Microsoft were doing it. Tomb Raider was on the 360. Forza was on the 360. Titanfall was on the 360. Little Big Planet was on the PS3. You know what I mean? What do you call it? Persona 5, whatever. You know what I mean? But it's neither here or there. Is it a mistake for them? Because I'm looking at. Let me go for those who are just joining. Let me share my screen again. You know what I mean? What we got here? Let me bring this up. Bring it here. Let me share my screen right quick. Share my screen. And if we just looking at these numbers, right? Going from they outsold them in 2013. This is worldwide. This is just not North America. This is worldwide. Sony had that year. I told you they really just started to pull away. You know what I mean? Globally, especially. You know what I mean? Maybe we're still a little neck and neck here in the States, but globally, they just, and I understand too that the PS4 was out in more regions. But that's another story for another day. But Sony, Microsoft had a pretty well. They sold 7 million units in 2014. Say we're gonna say this is 11 million, right? So they sold 8 million units in 2014. Sony, damn, we're gonna say we can round this off to 5, round this off to 20. They damn near sold 15 million units in 2014. Then they doubled, and then they 20 million in 2015. Microsoft did then at 10. You know what I mean? 2-1. Then they did another 20. Literally another 20 in 2016. Microsoft did about 8. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to say this is 28 million. Okay, I'm around this off. And you go from 28 to 2016 to 2017. Shit, that's only about 4 million units. Yeah, Sony did another goddamn 20. And then we're going to say again, this is what the XBL on the market, ladies and gentlemen, from 2017 to 2018, another 4 million, more or less, you want to say. This is with 2 SKUs on the market. And when I say this, I voice my concerns about the last 2.5 years also shows in the hardware sales. You know what I mean? And remember this going saying about the Xbox One is outpacing? No. The 360, no. You know what I mean? Before I get the hell up out of here, though, right? We're gonna say 5 years on the market. Give me 5 years. We're gonna say this number he said he was gathered in early part of 2018. So he said maybe by now. Just say now they're at. I'm gonna say 40 million. I give him that by now. That's a lot, but you know what I mean. Say 4 million. It's a lot to say 4 million. Well, not really, because this is what they've been doing about 4 million a year, right? So we say we're there about 40 million. So 5 years on the market, 40 million. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? They're not even doing 10 million a year. So next generation, I mean, they're gonna they're gonna do at least 1 million in December, November and December. That's easy, especially in North America. That's a no-brainer. I just didn't know it was that huge of a leap, or a gap rather, between that and the PlayStation 4. Microsoft is going to really have to go back to the roots of the 360. The reason why I say that and I don't know, because even with the original Xbox, it got totally curb stomped out by the PlayStation 2. Look where I'm going with this, right? But I had faith, more or less, or in the platform. Like, I felt their passion, bomb on those guys. And I mean, you had the CEO of Microsoft, not of a certain of Windows period, Microsoft, out there jumping around on stage. You know what I mean? I felt their passion. I tell you this guy, again, I don't really feel that with this regime. You know what I mean? And it's not about, again, because they're losing to Sony. Like, I've been an Xbox fan for a long time. We've always lost to Sony. You know what I mean? It's not about that. Well, no, it's not better than being outsold. My favorite didn't wait. I went from the OG Xbox straight to the 360. That shit came out November, I believe it was 22nd or 20th, 2005. $400 with the 20 gig hard drive. I was there day one in line. I ain't got, you know what I mean? I was there. You know what I mean? So my favorite didn't waver. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't about there being outsold. Nah. You know what I mean? That's what I say. We got to be honest. I say when you have to be honest, when we got to get the biggest knife in the drawer, we got to cut the bullshit out. You know what I mean? Forget all the theatrics and stuff that I do, diabetic game. This one we got to be honest. Oh, next gen is just switching. No, ain't about me switching sides, and because this one, no. You got to be honest, right? We've always gotten upsold. You know what I mean? Got the teeth kicked in with the original Xbox compared to the PlayStation 2, right? But I felt, again, I said I felt their passion, this, that, and the other. Like, well, you know what I mean? The games they were giving me was cool for me. So it's not about me switching sides or because what's cool. Nah, I don't give a fuck about that, man. I've always danced to the different beat of a jumper, man. You know what I mean? You know, I've always done me. If you know me, trust me. If you know me, some of you guys do know me. I stay in my lane. I don't, I just stay here and don't really, man. Trust me. I say this. I don't say that to say this, but a lot of things I wouldn't know was going on if it's not come back and told to me. Like I'd be in my own little world, my own little bubble. Like it's the God's honest truth. But when I was telling you about them 2.5 years, you know what I mean? 15, that was cool. Started getting spooky. 16, 7. When I told you guys about them 2.5 years, not just me, the sales reflected. Look at this. Sales up year on year. Boom. Up year on year. Boom. They went from 3 million into 13 to down to 11 million 2014. And then 2015, you want to say 20 million? All right. Boom. 2016, 27, another 7 million. Then from 2016 to 2017, and 2017, this is what the X on the market. And I ask this question time and time again is how did we get here? That's all that I'm saying, They call me everything but a child of God, man, a child of Kratos. Trump said they took the 360, what? 8 years to sell 80 million. Why? Yeah, we're not talking about that. 8 years, but it took what the 360 and the PS3 when it marked about the same amount of time. That was the 8-9 year console life cycle. That shit was horrible. You know what I mean? Now listen. Here's the thing. He said next gen just buy a PS5 and stream. Like, I'm gonna buy everything. I'm a console guy, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a console guy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but I'm just saying is this. You know, I've always owned everything. Shout out to the Analog Circle Podcast. Shout out to you, good brother. I've always owned everything. Even when I was, how you say, quote unquote, be the behemoth, bleed green. I've always had a PlayStation. You know what I mean? But I'm saying we're starting going into next generation. You know what I mean? It depends on if I'm gonna buy the bulk of my multiplats on the PlayStation 5 or the X. They got to show me something. I'm being real, or I just have the Xbox for the exclusives, and I get all my multi-plats on the PlayStation. You know what I mean? That's all. But I'm like I said, I'm going to own an Xbox. I'm going to play Gears of War 6 or whatever. Like, I love Gears of War. Like, come on, I ain't a zealot. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. They still come over. They Sea of Thieves. Long they got my Gears of War, my shotgun up and close to them. You know what I mean? I don't really care for Halo. Forza Horizon series is cool. You know what I mean? But for that, you know what I mean? Also, too, I don't like when, as far as when the game come out, and I like to have it, man. I don't like to be restricted, Like I had a fit. I'll give you an example. When back in the day, I didn't have a TurboGrafx 16. I just had the NES and I had the Genesis. My man had my man Sharon from Irvington. He had the TurboGrafx 16. He got Bonk's Adventure. You guys might remember Bonk's Adventure. It drove me crazy that I didn't have motherfucking Bonk's Adventure. Probably the highest rated game to date. The rest of the shit was kind of like China War and all this. They had a couple other gyms, but that drove me crazy. I cried that whole summer. I got me a goddamn TurboGrafx 16. I maybe had like 2 games, but that's just me, my personality. You know what I mean? I got to have everything. You know what I mean? For as console, like for streaming, I can talk about streaming. It's cool. Like I said, it works. But I'm a console. I like opening consoles. You know what I mean? I just didn't expect streaming to work as good as it did, man. That's all that I'm saying. But before I get up out of here, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. He said, yeah, the PS3 came out a year later. I said again, the PS3 came out November 2006. The 360 launched the year before. I said last generation was the 8 and 9 year console generation. You know what I mean? Z just took no, I didn't take the win out of no. Listen, we got to be honest, man. And like I said, for those they get caught up on my theatrics and me just banging on Xbox. I'm gonna we have to stop making up numbers and pretending that the Xbox is doing something that is not. You know what I mean? Are they making money? Absolutely. Cool. Well, how does that appreciate it, my man? My man Analog Circle Place. I keep up the great work. I enjoy your content, brother. Thank you, man. That means the world to me. How should I say this? We have to come out and be honest. If you want things to change, all that, don't like, bro. Listen, I'm an Xbox guy, right? See if these ain't the answer, Shake. The fact, listen, and I keep talking about that 2.5 years. The fact that they had the nerve to release a $5 goddamn console alongside Lucky Tales and Disney Rush. Like this is some wild shit right here. And I keep telling you about them last 2.5 years. And it's not just me. I know, listen, I know I ain't been the most honest guy. My integrity is always in question. But this is before I even seen these damn numbers. And I tell you guys time and again about those what the hell has happened in the last 2.5 years. And they like to argue me down. I don't want to say any names. Well, that's a you problem. Understand it. But I tell you guys all, time and again about these 2 years, 2.5 years. And you heard my man say, listen, they ain't my words. Those are his words, Joe, that games are what's the deciding factor or the driving of buying these consoles. And you look, I'm going to go back here again. Was it selling as well as the PlayStation? Absolutely not. All right. But sales were up 3, 4, 2. They went from 3 million in 2013 to 2014 to almost 11 million. I'm going to round these off. They went from 2014 to 2015. They went from 11 million to 20 million. All right. 2015 to 2016, they went from 20 million, we're gonna say, to about 28 million. We're gonna round this damn thing off to about 28 million, right? Then I tell you about them 2.5 years, right? All right. You went from 28 million to 32 million, 4 million units, right? And this is 2017. This is with the launch of the Xbox One S, right? 4K HDR Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray player, right? You went from, again, 2017 to 2018, another 4 million. With 2 SKUs on the market. When I tell you guys about them last 2.5 years have been horrible, this ain't, he said, them ain't my words, them the Lord's words, bro. That's all I'm saying. You know, don't shoot the messenger, I shout. Don't shoot the messenger, I shout. Now, I'm going to say this before I go. Last thing I'm going to say, right? Be wary of those comparing, you know what I mean, false gifts, man. You know, that's all I'm going to say. Now, some people are going to take this show that I did. He said, next gen had on this. Yeah, yo. Hey, next gen. First, I was on my top dog. I was on my best behavior, and I had on my Sunday suit. I ain't cut up, right? I want to say this again. Now, there are going to be some guys that are going to do probably going to do a video response or a counter show to this, right? And again, questioning my integrity, right? And I say this again. Men lie. Women lie. Numbers don't lie. If you want things to get better, I'm going to say this again. If you want things to be better or get better, you have to be honest. Stop coming out there saying Sea of Thieves is the game of the generation and stuff like that. And no, we got to be honest. Now, don't get me wrong. We do YouTube. And I'm not taking a shot at anybody directly. I'm just being real. You know what I mean? As a gamer, you know, I would say I'm a consumer first. You know what I mean? Gamer first. Consumer. I mean, you know, like, right? Microsoft, listen, I done done 20,000 pro Xbox videos, right? Microsoft ain't never seen me a 2-month Xbox Live card, right? But it is what it is, right? I do this because I enjoy it. So, and again, like I said, I'm a consumer. We have to be honest. I'm not telling you, listen, like I said, I understand that YouTube is entertaining. And a lot of those guys are entertaining. You know what I mean? A lot of those guys they say, man, they ran up with the next gen playbook, but it's cool, right? It is what it is, right? But when they say next gen, why you keep beating a dead dog or a dead horse? You said this already, this, that, and the other. Because you jokers don't get it. You jokers still dropping these videos talking about Microsoft curing cancer. That's all that I'm saying, man. Listen, man. Hate me, love me. Like I said, listen, my opinion, this last thing I'm going to say before I go, I'm sorry. My opinion is my opinion, right? Facts. My opinion is my opinion. I have no reason to lie about video games. I always tell you guys, I know some people that know some people and never claim to be an industry insider or anything like that. And I can't even take credit for this. This is all Milestone here. But, you know, I hear things all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at some of the inbox and some of the negative things that I got back yesterday from the show about, you know, me propagating, you know, fake Xbox news and the sales are way higher. I'm one of those same people that insulted me yesterday, right? Will be man enough to come out and apologize and say that they were wrong. That's all I'm going to say. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. If you guys enjoyed the show today, be so kind. We had over 20 people here watching live. Hit the like button for me. I didn't even get to really send it out on Twitter or anything like that because I ain't done a Google Hangout in so long. I didn't know I had to delete it. I didn't, you know, it was crazy. Make a long story short, but if you guys enjoyed the show today, you'd be so kind, like I said, to hit the like button. Tweet it out. You know what I mean? Pass it around. You know? It says you need Phil Spencer on the links. Just like Phil don't think I like him. I mean, I don't get any against Phil. You know what I mean? He said, hey, Jamal King being message said Xbox guys are like Trump supporters. Real shit equals fake news. Yeah. But listen, also too, if you guys would like to see more stuff like this on my channel, let me know. You know, I always thought this stuff was kind of boring. You know what I mean? That's why I never kind of pushed to get any interviews and anything. Honestly, I didn't even want to do this show here today this show was for Moss and Nash and those guys and Neth. Let them come out there. You know, this ain't my thing. But I'm glad I done it. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you can believe what you want to believe, but it is what it is, man. But if you like to see more stuff like this, hit the like button. I wish my brother Post could have been here. Oh no, hold on. Now Post would argue now. Now hold. Had that same energy. Post would be up there arguing with them numbers. Post would have saw them numbers. Post would have been up there arguing with them goddamn numbers. Post would have saw them numbers. Post would have been arguing his ass off. Post would get an interview. It would be Kanye and Trump report to Rich Cuban. Because if you didn't catch the show from the beginning, rewind it back. A lot of factual information was brought up. You know, I mean, for those who, you know, I mean, so when you guys get those MPD numbers again, or those when Sony and Microsoft release those quarterly reports, you guys can look through them and look more clearly. You know what I mean? You know, but I told you guys before back then when I got cursed out. This when the Sony guys was cursing me out. It's 10 million sold. It doesn't work like that. That doesn't work like that. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, whoever else, and anybody that sells hardware, they count a sell when they sell it to retail. They're not giving that shit. You know, they sell it to retail. That's considered a sell for them. Then retail turns around again and sells it to the consumer. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So they don't get again. They don't give Best Buy whoever millions. No, on GP. No, they buy that stuff. You know what I mean? That's considered a sale. You know what I mean? So we can see, you know, what's sold through and just now, bro. You know, what's sold is what's sold to retail. You'll never get an exact number of what's in someone's home because again, you got a lot of like myself. I had, you know, I actually have my own little mom and pop store that I had myself when I wasn't the most legal person in the world, and I ain't never got an MPD survey in my life, or you know, or you know, I mean, you got a lot of mom and pop stores and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They don't participate in. I say Walmart just start recently participating in. It's a lot of different things. But anyway, neither here. I'm getting a little long with it. If you guys are getting enjoyed the show, please hit the like button, share it out. And this is your boy Next Gen 720. I'm out of here, man. Actually, I'm in the process of I know you guys. I don't want to see your background anymore. I'm in the process of rearranging I got a new desk, whole bunch of stuff, man. In the process of rearranging my stuff. Yeah, you guys probably can't even see it. Let me see. You guys can see it? No. I don't even think you can. Can you? Come on. Nope. No, I don't even, I can't. My camera, there you go. You can't even see it. I'm in the process of rearranging my room. You know what I mean? I'm in the process of rearranging stuff. So you can see I got some cool stuff that I ain't unboxed yet. Some new lights and lamps and shit. But I haven't done a show like this in I don't know how long. But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720. I'm out here. I'm finished getting the stuff up. I'm gonna be painted too. You know what I mean? Might paint it blue and green. PlayStation, Xbox. I'm out here.